Are you tired of watching pests absolutely demolish your beautiful garden? Are you sick of spending money on harsh chemical sprays that you just aren't good for you or the planet? Well, what if the ultimate defense system for your garden wasn't at the store, but was already in your kitchen, waiting to be used for just pennies? In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn 5 simple kitchen staples into powerful garden-saving solutions that are effective and will save you a ton of money. It happens to every gardener. You pour your heart, time, and energy into your garden. You baby your seedlings, you watch your plants shoot up, and you dream of those gorgeous flowers or the delicious fresh veggies you're going to harvest. And then, one morning, you walk outside to a scene of total devastation. Your lettuce is riddled with holes, your tomatoes have some kind of sticky, web-like stuff on them, or a tiny green army of aphids has conquered your prize-winning roses. The first reaction is always frustration. And for many of us, that frustration leads to a trip to the garden center for a bottle of chemical pesticide. But let's be honest about what's in that bottle. Those chemical sprays are a double-edged sword. Sure, they might kill the bad bugs, but they often don't discriminate, taking out the beneficial insects your garden desperately needs, like bees, ladybugs, and lacewings. Beyond that, these chemicals can seep into your soil and waterways. Plus, there are real concerns about the health risks to us, our kids, and our pets who love to play in the yard. And here's the kicker over time: pests can actually build resistance to these chemicals, meaning you have to use more and more or switch to even stronger formulas to get the same result. It's an expensive, frustrating, and ultimately a losing battle. But I'm here to tell you there's a better way. You can step off that chemical treadmill for good. The solution isn't in the garden center. It's right inside your kitchen pantry. Today, we're going to transform 5 simple, everyday ingredients into potent garden-saving sprays that will target the pests you want gone, without harming your family or the planet. This is about reclaiming your garden, saving money, and growing in a way you can feel genuinely good about. So, let's get started. The first, and maybe most surprising, weapon in our arsenal is something you use every day: plain old dish soap. Now, it is crucial that we're talking about a simple, mild dish soap here, not the fancy ones with bleach, degreasers, or antibacterial agents, just basic liquid soap. The genius of dish soap is that it's a powerful contact insecticide, especially for soft-bodied pests like aphids, mealybugs, spider mites, and whiteflies. So how does it work? It's not a poison. Instead, the soapy water works physically, by dissolving the waxy outer coating that these insects have for protection. Without that protective layer, they can't hold in moisture, and they quickly dehydrate. It's incredibly effective. But a word of caution: while generally safer than chemical pesticides, soap can still damage sensitive plants, and any spray can be harmful to bees and other pollinators if applied while they're active. The recipe couldn't be easier. This is my go-to for a quick emergency response spray. All you need is 1 teaspoon of mild liquid dish soap per liter of water. That's it. Mix it gently in a spray bottle. A swirl is better than a vigorous shake, because you want to avoid a huge foamy mess. When you're ready to apply, you have to be thorough. The key is that the soap solution must make direct contact with the pests. This isn't a light misting job. Get under the leaves, along the stems, and into all the little nooks and crannies where these pests hide. The best time to do this is in the late evening or very early morning. This prevents any risk of the sun burning the wet leaves, and it's also when beneficial insects are less active. You'll want to reapply this spray every 4 to 7 days until the pest problem is gone. It's a simple, cheap, and surprisingly effective first line of defense. Next up is that humble box of baking soda. While we just talked about insects, every gardener knows that bugs aren't the only threat. Fungal diseases like the dreaded powdery mildew or black spot can spread through a garden like wildfire. Baking soda or sodium bicarbonate is your secret weapon against these fungal invaders. Here's the science. When you mix baking soda with water, it creates a slightly alkaline solution. Spraying this on your plant's leaves disrupts the normal pH on the leaf's surface, making it an inhospitable environment for fungal spores to germinate and grow. While its primary strength is prevention, it can help stop an existing problem from getting worse. Creating your fungal fighting spray is just as easy as our soap spray. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda into 1 quart of water. Now for a pro tip, baking soda doesn't dissolve that easily on its own. To help it mix and, more importantly, stick to the leaves, add a few drops of that same mild dish soap we just discussed. The soap acts as a surfactant, allowing the solution to spread evenly across the leaf instead of just beating up and rolling off. Spray this on plants prone to fungal issues, like squash, cucumbers, and roses, as a preventative measure. Just like with the soap spray, apply it in the cool of the morning or evening. A word of caution: don't go overboard. While generally safe, a high concentration of sodium can build up in the soil, or even burn the leaves of sensitive plants. A light misting once a week during humid weather is usually plenty, and please, always test any homemade spray on just 1 or 2 leaves and wait 24 hours to check for a bad reaction before spraying the whole plant. If you're finding these kitchen hacks useful and you're ready to take back your garden without the chemical warfare, do me a quick favor. Subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out and lets me know you want to see more content just like this. Thanks a bunch. Now let's get to our next powerhouse ingredient. Let's move on to ingredient number 3, white vinegar. Vinegar is a workhorse in the home and it's just as useful in the garden, but you have to use it with knowledge and a bit of care. The acetic acid in vinegar is what gives it its power, and that power can be used in 2 very different ways, as a natural herbicide and as a pest repellent. First, let's talk weeds. If you have annoying weeds popping up in driveway cracks, between patio stones, or along garden paths, a vinegar spray can be a great alternative to chemical weed killers. Mix equal parts white vinegar and water, pour it into a spray bottle, and add a few drops of dish soap to help the mixture cling to the weed's leaves. When you spray this directly on a weed on a hot, sunny day, the acetic acid works to draw moisture out of the plant, basically burning it from the outside in. But be warned, vinegar is a non-selective herbicide. That means it will harm or kill any plant it touches, including your grass or flowers, so you have to be super precise. It's most effective on young annual weeds and won't always kill the roots of tougher established perennials. The second use for vinegar is as a pest deterrent. Many creatures, including ants, can't stand the smell. If you've got an ant trail marching into your greenhouse, spraying a barrier of that same vinegar water solution can disrupt their pheromone trails and send them looking elsewhere. You can also use it to make simple traps. A small bowl of apple cider vinegar with a single drop of dish soap is an irresistible and honestly fatal trap for fruit flies or gnats. The flies are drawn to the scent, but the soap breaks the surface tension, so they fall in and can't get out. Alright, now we're bringing out the heavy hitters. If you have a serious pest invasion, this is the recipe you need. We're combining the potent power of garlic and chili powder to create a broad-spectrum repellent that sends a clear message: the buffet is closed. This isn't a spray that kills on contact. This is a powerful repellent that offends the pest's senses of taste and smell so much they won't even want to take a bite. The magic comes from 2 key compounds. Garlic contains sulfur compounds that are highly irritating to a wide range of insects. Chili powder, especially cayenne pepper, contains capsaicin. That's what makes peppers hot, and it severely irritates insects like slugs, caterpillars, and even larger pests. Combining them creates a formidable barrier. Here's the recipe for my Garden Guardian spray. You'll need 1 whole bulb of garlic, not just a single clove, and 1 small onion. Go ahead and roughly chop them up. Next, add 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper or chili powder. Put all of this into a blender with about 1 quart of water and blend it into a slurry. Then pour this mixture into a glass jar, seal it up, and let it steep for at least an hour. Though, honestly, I prefer to let it sit overnight in a cool, dark place. After it's steeped, you must strain the mixture through a fine mesh sieve or some cheesecloth to get rid of all the solid bits. Otherwise, they'll totally clog your sprayer. Now, to the strained liquid, add 1 tablespoon of our trusty mild liquid dish soap and stir it in gently. The soap is really important because it helps the solution stick to the plant leaves. Pour your finished Garden Guardian spray into a bottle and apply it liberally, making sure to cover both the tops and the bottoms of the leaves. This spray is fantastic for protecting crops like cabbage and broccoli from caterpillars and is a powerful deterrent for aphids. You'll need to reapply it weekly and always after a heavy rain to maintain that protective, smelly barrier. Having these recipes is one thing, but using them correctly is what guarantees success. Think of these as the rules of engagement for natural pest control. First, and I can't say this enough, always test your spray on a small part of the plant first. Spray a single leaf, wait 24 to 48 hours, and check for any discoloration or burning. Plants can have different sensitivities, and this simple patch test can save you from a lot of heartaches. Second, timing is everything. Only spray your plants in the very early morning or late evening. Applying any solution in the heat of midday can lead to leaf scorch, as water droplets act like tiny magnifying glasses. Spraying in the cool parts of the day avoids this and is also safer for bees and other pollinators who are less active at these times. Third, be persistent. Natural sprays don't have the long-lasting effect of chemicals. A good rainstorm will wash them away. You need to reapply them every 4 to 7 days, and always after it rains. When you do spray, be meticulous. Cover every surface, top and bottom, until the plant is dripping. Finally, remember that sprays aren't your only tool. For ground-level pests like slugs and snails, you can create physical barriers. Now, many gardeners swear by sprinkling used coffee grounds or crushed eggshells around their plants to create a rough surface these pests dislike. So, the scientific evidence on this is kind of mixed, but some research suggests that the caffeine in a brewed coffee spray or drench can actually be a more effective deterrent. And, combining different methods like these really creates a defense system that's pretty tough for any pest to beat. And there you have it. 5 simple, powerful ingredients from your own kitchen, ready to become your garden's new defense system. We've seen how dish soap can stop aphids, how baking soda can fight off fungal diseases, how to use vinegar to battle weeds, and we have the ultimate recipe for a garlic and chili spray that repels a whole host of pests. You don't have to spend your hard-earned money on expensive, harsh chemicals anymore. You have the power to protect your plants, your family, and your environment using safe, natural, and incredibly cheap methods. Gardening should be a source of joy, not a chemical battleground. It's about connecting with nature, not fighting it. Thanks for stopping by, and to make sure you never miss any of our videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.